Hey guys, I'm home from the gym and I just wanted to show you what I'm cooking tonight. So I have to make two meals because I'm following Dr. Sebi's nutrition guide. And then I have to cook for D, and we know that he's not following Dr. Sebi's nutrition guide. So we have two meals going on. So for D, I'm pretty much done. What I did is I had some chicken thighs from Publix, and I'm making it in the air fryer. So I'll show you guys. They're not done yet, but all I did was I washed the chicken, of course. I put half a lime. I squeezed half a lime over the chicken, and I used Cajun seasoning, cayenne pepper, pink Himalayan salt, sweet basil, and an all-purpose seasoning that you can use for chicken and seafood. So I put them in the air fryer. It really takes 20 minutes in the air fryer, so 10 minutes on each side. So this one still has a little ways to go, and I'll show you guys because he's gonna eat two tonight and then take two for lunch. And this is the ones that are already done. It looks really good. So those are done. And the air fryer really makes the chicken so moist and juicy. Like, this is so hard for me, y'all, because I love chicken, but I can't have it because of my PCOS. So I really have to stick to a almost vegan diet. So these need to go back in. So I'm gonna put them in, and they still have a little ways to go. And I also made him string beans. Those are done. They're just canned string beans, nothing fancy. So right now I'm getting ready to fix my food. And what I have, let me turn this down. I have in my copper pan grapeseed oil with oregano, Himalayan salt, red cayenne pepper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a chopped onion, kale, and I have my peppers. What I do on Sundays is I prep. So I cut up my peppers and I freeze them, and that helps me get more retention out of them when I freeze them. They don't go bad. And when I was at Publix, I ran across this. This is a lifesaver. What it is, it's shredded zucchini and squash. And then on the top, if you can see it, it has the grape tomatoes. So those are Dr. Sebi approved. So this was $4.69. And I'll probably get two meals out of this. So I'll make this for today and tomorrow. And I found this marinara sauce. It is so hard to find marinara sauce that doesn't have any sugar in it. And this one it doesn't have any sugar in it. The ingredients is Italian plump tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, fresh onion, sea salt. Now, some of the ingredients on here are not Dr. Sebi approved, but you know, I don't have the time to just make my own tomato sauce. So, you know, I have to get the best thing, and this didn't have any sugar in it. So this will be my first time trying it. And I'm going to squeeze my other half of my lime in with the kale to give it some zest. So I'll come back and show you guys how it turns out so you can see the finished product. Okay, so right now I have my onions and my peppers, my bell peppers. They're sauteing, and oh y'all, I was too busy with the camera. I had the heating up the oil so high. Lesson learned. To really pay attention while I'm trying to vlog and cook at the same time. But luckily this is a copper pan, and praise God for my grandmother blessing me with this pan, because I was in Bed Bath & Beyond, and I had saw the copper pans, and I was like, oh, I want one so bad. And I was going to buy it, and I finally got my Christmas gifts because my grandmother sent them to Palm Beach, and I hardly ever go back to Palm Beach. But I went back and I picked up my gifts, and there was the copper pan. So God bless me, child. Won't he do it? But yeah, I love this copper pan because when I tell you that it is non-stick, like nothing will stick to this pan, y'all. So luckily that saved me. But these need to saute a little bit more, and then I'm going to add my kale, and then I'll show you guys how I saute the mix of zucchini, squash, and the baby tomatoes. Okay, so Dee's chicken is done, so I'm gonna take it out. And I really love this air fryer, you guys. It makes it so easy for me because, you know, the cleanup is very easy. I don't have to, you know, worry about putting a pan in the, I don't even use my oven anymore, to be honest. Like, I make everything in this little air fryer. So the chicken, oh, it smells so good, y'all. I wish you could see. Chicken is done. So I'm going to take it out of here. And luckily my husband is not picky. Like, as long as he has some meat and a little something on the side, he is good. So his dinner is done. So I'm going to show you guys the kale. Okay, so here is my fresh washed kale. Excuse my nails. I really need to get my nails done. This is the fresh washed kale. So all I do is I don't bother with picking the stems out. As long as I rinse it thoroughly, it's good to go. So literally all I do is put it in the pot. And just let it simmer down. And I don't really cut up my pieces. And then I'm going to just squeeze the rest of my lime on top. And when I tell y'all that I never thought this would be that good, and one thing about the kale is it really fills me up. I'm just gonna mix that in there. And really with the copper pan, you shouldn't use this type of spoon that I'm using, because you don't want it to scrape the pan. But I'm very careful. I do it lightly. And then you see as the oil is getting on the kale, it's going to start to shrink. And it's going to get very tender. And a lot of people don't like kale. I guess they've only like had kale that hasn't been cooked. But I love sauteed kale, guys, especially using this method when you season the oil. Oh, it adds so much flavor. All right. So I'm going to continue to let this cook, and I'm going to put this on a plate. And I'll show you guys the squash next, okay? Okay guys, so I'm back and I have washed my pan because I want to use the copper pan again. So I washed and dried my copper pan, and I added sesame seed oil, pink Himalayan salt, basil, and cayenne pepper. I heard this was a African way of making dishes, and it was called oil seasoning. Comment below if you've heard of it. I don't know. But I noticed when I use this method, my food comes out so good, like rather than actually seasoning the food when making like vegetables and sauteing vegetables. So I highly recommend oil seasoning. So I'm just letting the oil heat up slightly, and I'll show you guys the brands that I'm using. So this is the sesame seed oil. This is the Whole Foods brand. I'm sure there are other brands, but I found this at Whole Foods. So I use sesame seed oil or grapeseed oil in my dishes. I really like it. This is the pink Himalayan salt. I actually found this at Ross, which is very weird. I was looking for it and I was in Ross one day and there it was. So it comes with a grinder. I really don't taste the difference with this salt. I notice it's not as heavy as using regular salt, and I actually prefer it over sea salt. So if you haven't tried the pink Himalayan salt, I definitely recommend it. It is I don't know if it's Dr. Sebi approved, but it's approved by me. We have basil, which is approved, and red pepper or cayenne pepper. So these are the only seasonings that I've used in the dish. So now I'm going to add my squash and my zucchini, and okay, so now you can see that I added my shredded zucchini and squash, and I'm just going to let it cook, slightly tossing it in the oil. And guys, I never would have thought that I like zucchini or squash, but like I said, this method of making it is so good. And this dish is kind of like my substitute for spaghetti. The only noodles I can really have are spelt noodles, which I do have it, but when I eat this, I find that I don't feel as heavy. And this is another way of me getting my vegetables into my meal, because really it's the base of the whole meal. And you'll see that when I'm done. So just think of this like your spaghetti noodles. And I did not use the whole container. I'll show you. I didn't use the whole container. So I used maybe half of it, so I can still have more of this tomorrow. But I'm just going to let this saute in the oil. And then I'm going to add the grape tomatoes that came on top and my marinara sauce. And then I'm done. So this is really easy. One of my favorite things to make. So I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. Basically, I'm just adding the marinara sauce and the tomatoes, and that's it. Okay, guys. So this is the finished product. I have my kale with my mixed peppers and onions. And then I have the zucchini, the squash, mixed in with the marinara sauce and the grape tomatoes on top. Not the most appealing to the eye, but I promise you it tastes good. And that's one thing I've had to learn, is like, get over how things look and focus on the taste. And the taste is really good. So this is my dinner tonight. For dessert, I might have a few pieces of watermelon, and I'm probably going to have some coconut water with this. And this is an example of one of my meals that I eat. So it's definitely doable. Like I said, this really took no time at all. Preparation is key, of course. So this is my dinner tonight. And Devin will be having his chicken and his string beans. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this video. And thank you for joining me on Vamerica's Road to Fitness.